If anything ever happens to me, please know that the 31 terabytes of files I have are located on hard drives in my condo near 88th Street and Collins Avenue, just north of Miami Beach. Now, that's June 8th, 2021, right? I went and looked it up on Twitter. There is no tweet with him saying that. So now go to the USA Today story, go back and click on that story. Says, fact check, no evidence John McAfee ever owned unit in partially collapsed Florida condo, which who cares whether he owned it or rented it? I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is, did he ever tweet that out? The claim John McAfee owned the unit in partially collapsed condominium building in Florida. Conspiracy theorists are attempting to connect the death of antivirus entrepreneur John McAfee to Florida high-rise building that partially collapsed on June 24th. McAfee found that on June 24th execution. He was 75 years. The next day, condominiums in Surfside, Florida collapsed, resulting in at least 4 deaths and at least 150 people missing. The two events are unrelated, but social media users are. There's a nefarious connection. John McAfee owned a unit at the building that collapsed. The address of building 8777 Collins Avenue South reads a text message. So that leads to AP doing a story on it. Associated Press doing a story to respond to this. If AP does a story on this, which let me see which one it is. It's page 4 at the bottom. Here's what AP says. Claim, the late John McAfee, the creator of John McAfee antivirus software, owned a unit in the condo building, partially collapsed Thursday outside Monterey, was located inside. That's a claim. AP's assessment, false. McAfee was found dead in his jail cell near Barcelona on Wednesday, didn't own a property at the beachfront Champlain Tower South condo in Florida. According to the Associated Press review of public records, an image of the tweet in which McAfee claims to own such a property is fabricated at the close of a week. That includes the prison death of an eccentric security software pioneer and the collapse of a 12-story oceanfront condominium tower near Miami. Social media users hatched false conspiracy theories that bound the two unrelated events together. So, and then they found out that they found out a note in his pocket in his jail cell that read, what did it read? It said there was a note in it. You know which one I'm talking about? Where, you know,
schwacked and he's suicidal, Epstein.
Yeah. So apparently they found a note, and his wife said, "There's no way in the world my husband will commit suicide." His last words were, "I love you, babe. I'll talk to you later." So she's like, "There's no way this happens." So,
well, Pat, there's that word again that we're starting to touch on a little bit more and more and more. Conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
We're starting to touch on this a little bit more, and something tells me with this guy McAfee, eccentric dude and all this stuff. You interviewed the guy. I mean, we spent an hour talking about this guy last time.
If you've not watched the interview, the interview in the last few days has taken off.
Of course.
It's been everywhere. Everyone's messaging us. What was your thoughts about meeting this guy? Look, if the tweet is not up there, you know, June of 08, June 8th of this year, easily you can make a fake tweet and put it out there, right? Now, some people are saying, well, what if somebody on Twitter went and deleted it? I don't know about that. If it did, there'd be plenty of people with screenshots who had it, because to say, you know, then there's some people that are saying that 31 terabytes, you should have seen what's in it, because if that reveals itself, then Kai said something very interesting yesterday saying, look, if McAfee is who I think it is, and there's really a lot of credibility behind what was in that 31 terabytes, do you really think he would only have one copy of it in one place? No, knowing the way he would be, he'd probably have 5, 10 of them, and would have them all over the place.
Tell everybody where it is?
I don't know if he would tell everybody where it is. The point is, he had some information that people didn't want to have seen. What that is in there, some of us will know, some of us will never know. Some of us are never going to know what was in Hillary Clinton's emails that was, you know, some of us are not going to know what was in Biden's laptop, because the FBI doesn't want to investigate it. But there's definitely a little bit of thought of what was really in that 31 terabytes that this guy had. I'd be so curious to know what was in it, and I'm willing to bet there are millions of others that want to know, was it just the pictures, a bunch of you know, random crazy files that he had, or is there anything there that the world would want to know about? And if it's yes, maybe there is somebody who's a hacker trying to really figure out what was in there. There's plenty of professional hackers today that could find a lot of different things. Maybe someone's working on something right now that we don't know about.
Let me tell you, this isn't the end of the John McAfee conspiracy theories that are going to run rampant. I think there's going to be a lot more.
I
heard this, I saw this, but just to be clear, there's no credibility to this story.
No. The tweet is not out there.
Snopes, actually. My son Dan just told me Snopes.
We looked up Snopes as well.
They said it's false.
I don't even look at Snopes, because Snopes to me also has made a lot of mistakes themselves of saying it's false, but it was true. If AP's coming out and saying something about it, AP is typically, you know, they got I mean, look, we're a customer of them. We like doing business with AP. But if AP's saying something about it, AP's not even saying, the only thing that AP said is the fact that he didn't own it. So they want to look at the record, but they're not saying that that's a false claim. They're just saying conspiracy theories. So who knows what's going to come out? I can tell you, like you said, next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm sure there's going to be more stuff that's going to come out. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.